Hey, everybody, hope you all are doing well, and welcome back to Michael's Matters. In fact, a mini Michael's Matters. And of course, I am Michael. Hi, hello. And as we keep an eye on what is happening throughout the year on Social Security in the Social Security world, so that could be for things like Social Security Retirement, Social Security Disability SSDI, Supplemental Security Income SSI, and really all the other iterations of Social Security. I often come across data that I think is super important to help us understand the overall trends of what it means to be retiring in the United States in 2023. But also, the data shows us really in whole how the Social Security body is shifting. A lot of the information that we're going to cover today, it does pop up in most of our videos, but it never really gets compared side by side to look at how people who are in Social Security are changing. So today, in this mini Michael's Matters, we are going to look at an astounding fact that the number of people on Social Security for retirement has had a pretty big jump this year, but the number of people on other Social Security programs like Social Security Disability have had an equal and opposite decline. So today we're going to talk about the increased number of folks on Social Security Retirement Benefits and the decreased number of people on Social Security Disability Benefits and postulate maybe just why. Now, this is a mini Michael's Matters, and I really hope that you enjoy these videos. I hope you find them interesting and helpful, or hey, maybe even a little bit useful. And if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help the channel to grow, and we are so thankful for that. But also because you get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. All right, now, let's get down to the video. Now, since the beginning of the year, I have been watching the monthly stats that come out from the Social Security Administration, and they really do tell us a lot about where retirement is going because it includes all kinds of numbers about age and about race and about location and all those kinds of things. But the one that I found most interesting is the fact that Social Security benefits for retirees is having a pretty steady increase, at least for these first 5 months of the year. And that is even after folks got one of the biggest COLAs that they've had in living histories. Social Security retirement workers, these folks seem to be the group who are getting the most increase in benefits even as the year progresses, not including the COLA. This is because when we look at the average Social Security retirement check from January and compare it to the most recent numbers we have from May, we can see that the average Social Security benefit check for a retired person starts in January at $1,828.30 and has a steady increase throughout the year up to May at $1,836.06 a month, or a $7.76 increase, which is a 0.42% increase, which again is not nothing for sure. It's certainly better than some of the other Social Security benefits programs, which are actually starting to see a decline as well as a decrease. That aside, the number of people on retirement has also increased by a pretty substantial number, much more than any other category of Social Security, from 48,796,000 in January up to 49,387,000 Americans, or an increase of 591,000 people, or 1.21%. Now, the reason for this increase seems pretty obvious. Even in spite of the fact that life expectancy in the United States for retirees is going down, it appears that this generation of folks who are now turning to the full retirement age this year, well, they had, on average, been making more money during their lifetimes than the people who retired before them. So that could be one of the reasons why benefits for retired workers are really going up. Another reason is because of the potentiality of just an increase of retirees. And we see it in the labor market, is that many people who are at or near the Social Security retirement age at 66 or 67 years old, they are starting to take retirement, and in fact retiring earlier than ever before, even as early as 62 years old rather than the full retirement age. This was one of the findings that the Federal Reserve Board, who did a study called, quote unquote, the Great Retirement Boom, this is one of the things that they actually found. And the likelihood is that this is going to continue pretty much for the next 10 to 15 years. So that is for retired workers who have seen an increase in benefits and an increase in beneficiaries over the last 5 months. Now, on the flip side, basically most of the other major categories in Social Security are both losing beneficiaries and also having benefits that are starting to decline. For example, spousal benefits since January up until May had dropped by $5.11, or 0.57%, from $899.92 a month on average in January to $894.81 a month in May. This is a similar situation for folks on SSI, whose benefits actually dropped by $2.06 on average, or 0.3%. 33%, which is unnerving and also interesting. I'm curious to see why that happened. Moreover, the number of people on Social Security benefits other than retirees really have dropped. And most dramatically, we see this in folks who are claiming spousal benefits, which dropped by $38,100 from 2,010,000 people in January to 1,972,000 in May, which is almost a 2% drop overall. So why are we seeing drops in folks on spousal benefits and SSDI and SSI for that matter? Well, there isn't really a lot of data that specifically addresses why these are dropping, but there are some pretty educated guesses that can point us in the right direction. One is the fact that there is a super low unemployment. The economy is doing quite well, and the employers are willing to pay top dollars for workers, especially those workers who are in the trades, who often are disproportionately eligible for disability or retire early because of the nature of the hard work that they do and the toll that it takes on their body. Some folks who could potentially get Social Security disability benefits are actually foregoing it because of the pay and the incentives in the market right now. Also, in the previous weeks, we talked about Social Security being understaffed, either on purpose or not, especially in those departments that do eligibility checks for Social Security disability. The wait times have increased threefold over the last couple of years for someone to get SSDI benefits, and that could be having a really big effect, tamping down the number of people who are applying or even getting through the entire process to get disability benefits. Lastly, looking at the big under-enrollment of spousal benefits seems a little confusing because the drop is pretty big, and I wonder if it is just simply because there are less people who qualify for benefits as a spouse, which could be one reason. The other possibility is that this is one of the progressive generations of America who have gotten to retirement who actually maybe have a larger percentage of women that were in the workforce. And this could, in my wild guess, mean that they are entitled to much larger retirement benefits on their own credits and are choosing to forego enrolling as spousal benefits, which are lower, in fact, by 50%. Either way, I think these stats are super interesting, and I really will be interested to see how they progress throughout the rest of this year. All right, so that's it for today's mini Michael's Matters, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video, or maybe you found it interesting, or maybe even you found it helpful or useful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel grow, and we are so thankful for that, but also because you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. So, for Michael's Matters, I'm Michael, hoping that you take care of yourselves, take care of others, and have a happy, healthy day.